Pregame.com.
It's win or go home for the Boston Celtics on TNT Thursday night. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip, and we're talking Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Boston Celtics.
Is this series even still going on? I thought they were playing Golden State. Now, who do you like?
I actually like the under in this one. That's right. We're going to go under 216.5, and here's why I like the under. First off, the absence of Isaiah Thomas, to me, gives value to the under. Yes, I know it's priced into the number as far as Boston missing his 29 points per game on the offensive side of the ball. But what I don't think gets properly priced in the number is Isaiah Thomas was a liability on the defensive end, especially the last 4 or 5 games of the playoffs. This guy was playing less than 100%, and specifically against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, a guy that's 5'9", and with his lack of stature, it was a matchup nightmare as far as Boston defensively going up against a much more physical and tougher Cleveland Cavaliers team. Added up under 216.5 is where the value's at.
And the wise guys have banged the under in Games 3 and in Game 4. They've gone 1-1, and they know Isaiah Thomas is so important to the pace of play. And we've seen them be correct. The pace has slowed down, but they got beat by Marcus Smart hitting 7 out of 10 threes in Game 3. That game slightly goes over. And then in Game 4, Boston, the rest of the team, is banking in threes in the first half. Almost beat them there. Came in close to the number, but quiet final minute, did go under. Thank goodness. I've had a bad NBA playoffs. I had a big play on the under, so I was happy to get that one. But I really think in both cases, the wise guys had the right idea with the under.
No question. And, you know, it should be 2-0. And you mentioned some of the shooting for Marcus Smart. I mean, the two teams combined for Game 3, 34 made three-pointers. And then you look at Game 4, Cleveland shot 60% from the field. Two teams combined for 33 out of 37 from the free throw line. We still get the under. And I got to mention this as far as David Malinsky. He's been on top of this as far as the pregame forums in his point-blank column. If you rank all the starters in the NBA, Isaiah Thomas comes up dead last as far as efficiency numbers, ranked dead last. And without him out of the lineup, again, that's why I think there's some value on the under.
Let's talk side. I obviously know Isaiah Thomas. He is worth something to Boston. I'd argue up to 2 points in terms of a power rating, but we are seeing a much bigger adjustment than 2 points in this game. Yeah,
I mean, let's flip it back to the last week of the regular season. These two teams are vying for the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference Finals. Cleveland's at Boston first week of April, and they're getting 4 points. Now, they crushed Boston there, so I get it. Cleveland's going to have that extra gear. Isaiah Thomas is out. But now, flip forward to game number 5, Boston playing with some pride, and they're catching 10 points. We've seen a 14-point line adjustment. I think it's been over-adjusted, in my opinion.
It's the Celtics. It's not the Brooklyn freaking Nets. I agree. Your second key point.
Yeah, let's talk about closeout games, because obviously that's the possibility with Cleveland being such an overwhelming favorite. And closeout games tend to be much more lower scoring than the rest of the series, even in a year where the overs cashed 43, 29, and 1, over 60%. We've seen closeout games average 6 points per game less than the rest of the series. And I don't think that's being properly priced in the number, Fez. I mean, this totals line is only maybe a point, 2 points lower than what we saw Game 1, Game 2.
It's all about where you stand as a bookmaker in terms of this pricing. You want to put up the right number, or you want to put up the number you get balanced action. The wise guys have gotten stung on that 43 and 29 overrun. I can speak for the wise guys that I've been on the wrong side of several of those 43 overs, and because of that, I'm poorer for it. I've got less money, and I'm less eager, frankly, to rush to the window and play another under. The public, all they're doing is cashing tickets, and so because of that, the odds makers are like, we're going to inflate the number. Despite that, you're going to see more tickets written, and I think even more money bet on the over, because the public, remember, Super Bowl, NBA playoffs, it's one of those rare times a year the public money can dwarf the pro money.
No question, and that's why we see those great disparities as far as the percentage of tickets on the over, and the money usually can balance out even with a great disparity. But you mentioned it, the wise guys, the sharper, the pro bettors have been taking it on the chin. They don't have that bankroll up there. That bankrolls down, and they're getting discouraged, even though we're seeing the best value as far as the under with all these lines being inflated.
I can tell you every night at 9 p.m. after an NBA playoff game, oh, here's a text, another freaking over. Thank you. And the wise guys are tired of it. I do like the under in this game. I'm with you. Let's make it official.
Yeah, let's make this official. We're taking under 216.5. #1 factor for me, Isaiah Thomas being out. Everyone mentions the loss of the 29 points per game on the offense side of the ball, but this lack of defense on the other side of the ball is where the value's at. And closeout games tend to be much more lower scoring than the rest of the series. 6 points per game less even in this year's playoffs, and I don't think it's being properly priced into this number. Add it all up, under 216.5 is your pick. More videos, pregame.com.